Anger, fear, and shame drive what's called cortisol, right? And so when we are functioning off of toxic chemical, it renders us less capable of accessing our full capacity. Think about this, right? Like when things don't go our way, it is the most important time to have the most of our faculty, our capability, our understanding, our cognitive broad and scope of vision. It's the most important time to have all of that. What anger and fear do, anger in particular, it shrinks down. It creates an inaccessibility to who and what you know to be true in this world. It creates like this zoomed in scope of the thing that didn't go our way and that frustration that life didn't happen the way we expect it to happen, right? Which is another issue to get to, your expectations of the world being what you think it's supposed to be all the time, right? If you could just, if you move from fear or anger or frustration to a place of acceptance, well, now I'm not just angry that the situation didn't go my way and I'm responding and coming up with ideas from that place of like, it didn't go my way. I take a step back. I accept life for what it is, which is not here to make me happy. And when I can accept the landscape, the territory for what it actually is, well, then I can then create a next step to move forward that actually plugs into what is, not what I wish was, right? So when you're making decisions from anger or frustration, it's like, I'm going to choose this decision to fit into the picture of what I think should have been, right? Which typically leads you to the next mistake. And the next mistake, and the next mistake, because you're still functioning off of a territory that you thought in your mind it should have been that way. And so I'm going to continuously make decisions as if it was that way. But when I can step back and I can go, can I simply accept what is? Can I accept that the world is not here to be what I want it to be? Can I accept that people aren't here to be who I want them to be, and they're here to live their own life? And because when I can do that, I can actually, from a distance, like my emotional distance is in a space where I can actually see what is. My scope of vision increases. I see the territory for what it actually is. Well, then I can come up with a next step that actually fits in to reality rather than what I think should be, even though that passed a long time ago. I was 3 mistakes ago. 3 mistakes ago, the picture of what I thought it should be went away, but I'm still functioning off of that picture. But I can accept it, realize the world is here to be what it's supposed to be. It's not spirited. People aren't here to be who I want them to be. Moments aren't here to go exactly how I want them to go. And I can accept that. Well, then I can create and step into reality in a way that's actually effective and can actually help me move forward in a way that's going to be fucking helpful. And you're not even really making options that are plugging into reality. You're still upset that it didn't go your way, that like you're trying to make it go your way or whatever you're trying to do to like deal with the frustration of like this old picture of how you thought it should be. All it does is delay you from getting to like a real decision. You know, that commitment to staying in that emotional place, some people might call it a coping strat. Like all you're doing is stalling from actually dealing with the problem at hand. You're just frustrated and angry over here and uncertain about how to step into reality over here. But if you take your mind off of what you thought should have been and you look at this thing in a real way, I promise you will come up with the next best decision for yourself. And that's all this is. Making the next best decision. You know, here comes the next curveball. You can be sure that it's coming again. Do you want to sit there and be angry that the curveball came? Or do you want to adjust your stance? Do you want to see it for what it is and adjust how you're going to step into it? You can be angry if you want to. All you're doing is delaying. You're going to have to step into reality eventually. You know what I mean? You're supposed to throw me a fastball. You're supposed to throw me a fastball. Instead of realizing, no, here comes the curveball. Wait, be patient. Keep your eye on what is, how it is coming, and then take your cut. It's like, dude, what a more effective way to walk through the reality of life. And the reality of life is it's not here to be what you want it to be. It's here to do what it's going to do. And your job is to adjust accordingly.